Welcome to the Author Spotlight Show, a platform dedicated to celebrating remarkable women who share their purpose and their passion to make a difference in this world. Hi, my name's Gail Watson, and I'm founder and CEO of Women Speakers Association, a global community of women who use their voice to powerfully inspire others. Today, we're talking about a new book that's just being released. It's called Voices of the 21st Century: Women Empowered Through Passion and Purpose. And this book features extraordinary women from various backgrounds and walks of life who share how their message has emerged from their life experience. With passion and purpose, these stories will inspire you to embrace your own power, break barriers, and create a better future. These women are a testament to the strength and collective voice of women in shaping the world in which they envision. So today we're going to speak to co-author of Voices of the 21st Century: Women Empowered Through Passion and Purpose. Uh, and if you have ever had that deep down knowing that you were meant to have a successful business, but you seem to walk that familiar road of failure, well, then this is going to be a really important interview you'll not want to miss. So please lean in, take a listen, and please join me in welcoming Valerie Priester.
Hi, Gail. It is so good to be here. Thank you so much for this time to speak with you. I am super excited about being here.
Very, very excited to speak with you because you touch on a subject, wow, that I think every single one of us entrepreneurs feel like, oh yeah, I've got this great idea and I'm so good at this, and I'm going to have this wildly successful business.
Yes.
Uh, Only to find out that's not quite the case. So you write a story, you title it The Mindset Blueprint: Designing My Victory. So
Yeah.
share with us what inspired you to share this story.
Well, Gail, I was that woman that you just mentioned, right? And oh my goodness, I have been involved in so many different industries, businesses, because it was a burning passion for me to have a successful business. And I met so many opportunities that came my way. I start, have a little bit of success, and then all of a sudden things just went downhill, right? So I wanted to share my story because I know that there are other women out there just like me, right? Some women call themselves serial entrepreneurs because you have all these great ideas and you want to see them thrive and be successful. But sometimes we're met with failure. Sometimes we're met with the obstacles, the setbacks, and the things that really keep us from stepping into our full potential and creating that business that we desire most. And that was me, right? I really dealt with that in a lot of the business opportunities and ventures that I found myself in. And it felt like, oh my goodness, can I succeed at anything? And my chapter in the book, where I talk about, this failure again, it wasn't just in the business arena, Gail. It was also in the personal side of my life, right? And so I tell my clients, I tell everyone that I work with, business and life goes hand in hand. So if you're struggling in one area, chances are it is also showing up in that other, right? If you're struggling in business with thinking that you're a failure, thinking that you can't succeed at something, you're probably feeling the same thing in life. And that was part of my story that I wanted to share as well, because I had gone through, relationships that weren't ideal. I am on marriage number 3, proud to say that now because the third time was definitely a charm. But having those struggles also showed up on the business side. And so I would start, different ventures, different businesses, and I would be excited. We have this confidence. We're going at it. And you always think that you're going to create the success overnight. Well, that never happens. And so I wanted women to know that it's okay to go through those different phases of feeling like you're a failure, but then come out on the other side and really create victorious lives and amazing businesses.
I love what you're talking, and I really um, enjoyed reading your story because it is all far too common. And so, what is it, in your opinion? Like, why is it that we start off with such passion and desire to want to do something? This is going to be the best thing. what stops us really? I mean, is there a common thread that runs through all of us that this happened?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of times, what stops us is we tend to share our excitement, our dream, our vision, and sometimes we may share it with the wrong person. That was my story, right? I had an aunt that I loved dearly, but she was always very critical, and I shared my dream of business ownership with her. And I remember her saying to me, "You're not smart enough to do that. You're not smart enough." Right? So through life, I carried those words and I was determined to prove her wrong. But this is how it showed up, Gail. When I was in corporate, every job that I had, I excelled very fast. I became, management, leadership, probably in 3 months' time of being on any job. But then when I made the decision that I really wanted to go after my dream, which was to have a successful business, my aunt's words came back to really haunt me. And that's when it started to instill the doubt, the fear, the second guessing myself, the feeling like I am not smart enough, that I am not the person that can really create and build a successful business. Her words kept playing over and over and over again. And that was one of the things that held me back and really prevented me from reaching a level of success sooner in my journey because I was stuck on her words.
Interesting. So it's the, big portion, yeah, is those voices, whether it be in our own head
Yeah.
or was planted by somebody in our past, that surface again. So big key message here is obviously, okay, we have to shed those voices, but how do we do it? So I know you uh have a company, Victorious Life Coaching. Love that name.
Yes, God
Success right out
inspired.
of the gate.
Yes.
Right out of the gate. So talk to us. Share how you're working with people today.
Yes. So one of the biggest areas that I work with women entrepreneurs with today is mindset. Because I know, and I'm sure you know, Gail, mindset is about 90% of this game, right? So we can certainly learn the business practices, the techniques, the strategies, the tools, all of those things, and put them into play. But if what's going on in our mind is not in alignment with what we truly desire, it causes delay. Sometimes it causes us to give up altogether and never even pursue our dreams. And so, working with women entrepreneurs today, I mainly focus on mindset. We start there because everything starts with what are you thinking? What is it that you believe? And a thought is nothing more than a belief if you keep having it over and over and over again. And so when I'm working with women entrepreneurs, I help them to identify what are the thoughts, what are the things that I'm saying about myself, how am I labeling myself, how am I describing myself, what is that conversation that's going on in my head, right? I talk a lot about that in my chapter. Like I had to dig deep and really understand what is the conversation that I'm having with myself. And that conversation, while it stemmed from something that my aunt said to me, I added fuel to that conversation every time something didn't work out the way that I wanted. Every time I had what I considered to be a failure, it fueled that conversation. But it wasn't until I really had to get clear about what is the conversation, where is it coming from, and then stop looking at things as failures, but look at them as lessons.
Well, a good wake up call to all of us to remind each of us that our words matter. And while our words have the power to build and support somebody and lift them up, we can also be tearing them down as well. So, yes, be mindful of the words we use,
Yeah.
especially when we're talking to somebody's dream,
Oh,
when they're
yes.
sharing their dream.
And you know what I had to learn, Gail, is that not that my aunt was coming from a place of being malicious or intending to, dampen my dream and my excitement and all of that. It was more from a place of being protective, right? And so we have to look at and consider when someone else is speaking of our dreams or giving us their opinions of what it is that we want to do, we have to look at the source, right? You always hear, look at the source. And sometimes the source had dreams also, but they were not able to make those dreams become a reality And so they tend to speak from that vantage point, which is being protective so that you don't feel the same pain, shame, guilt, or whatever it is that they're dealing with. That's what I had to learn about that whole conversation that I had with my aunt, which is what helped me to move forward and be able to forgive her because I know she meant well.
That's beautiful. Okay, so I know there's lot there's someone listening right now that's going, yeah, that's me. I could really use your help right now. Um, so the first step would be get a copy of Valerie's book. Um, know that you have somebody in your corner is that first starting point, right?
Absolutely.
So Valerie, where can we get a copy of your book?
So if you would like a copy of my book, you can DM me and I will give you all the information so that you're able to get a copy of it. I'm telling you, my story will truly inspire you and encourage you to know that you were created for greatness. And don't let anything, anyone stop you from reaching, especially the conversation in your head.
Love that. And I'm just thinking right now, as you're picking up a book for yourself, copy of Valerie's book for yourself, think about other people in your world, other young women who have a dream right now, others who are maybe starting that second chapter of their life that
So,
have a dream and want to pursue it. This would be a remarkable gift.
yes,
Grab it, put a personal note into them, just like, I believe in you. And because you don't know that you might be the only voice that's really supporting them.
that's
Great gift.
yeah,
Great gift.
especially for young women. Oh,
Mhm.
oh, so amazing. Because I wish I had someone to speak into my life at a young age, right? Because in my 20s, this was always my dream. I wanted to have a successful business, but I just didn't know how. And I didn't have someone to speak positively into my life.
Mm. Valerie, I want to thank you for sharing your personal story, for giving us a glimpse behind the curtain as to who you are and why you do what you do. And I really see you as you're just taking your lessons and being able to pay it forward to help others live their dreams. That's beautiful because there's so many fresh dreams out there that need to be born and had to make this world a great place. So thank you for just being open, vulnerable, and sharing your truth. It's really making a difference.
You're welcome. It is my passion and my pleasure to be able to help. If I just help one woman, just one, to realize that they can do whatever it is that they desire and they can
Yeah.
have whatever it is they desire, then my job here is done.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, I want to thank you again for joining us. And just before we go, is there any final words of wisdom that you'd like to leave us with?
Absolutely. So as we, enter into the next phases of our lives, whatever it is that is going on in your world right now, please know and understand that you are already fully equipped with everything that you need to make those dreams a reality. And don't, again, allow anyone, anything to stop you, especially the conversation in your head. Get clear about it, right? Acknowledge it, release it, learn from it, and keep pushing forward.
Beautiful. Simple. Okay, get a copy of Valerie's book. Just DM her. You see her on social media right now. Just send her a direct message. Get a copy of the book. Her website's in there. You can reach out to her directly. You can see she is an open book. So, anyway, thank you again, Valerie, for joining us and sharing your great words of wisdom.
Thank you for having me.
And and to our listeners today, I want to thank you for joining us. And wherever you are in this world, we want to wish you a great day. Thank you.